okay.
She was there. She's still there.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so she was not leaving. And we had just bought our house at the time, and I had really liked that experience. I was always interested kind of like in homes before. And I got my license and I jumped in full time, and I never had to do anything part-time since.
Sweet.
Really
That's
fortunate.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Preschool to real estate, completely different.
Completely
Yeah.
If you're
different.
dealing with bigger kids.
Yeah.
Bigger kids.
That's a good way to.
Yes.
I
Sometimes.
Yeah, man. I was thinking about preschool. I have she's gonna be a year old on the 18th. I have a
Oh, wow.
3-year-old.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, she's gonna be 3. And they're fun. Love them. They're great. They're my kids. Great, awesome. But to do that every single day
Yeah.
is like daycare providers, teachers. I can't do it. Sorry.
Too much.
To deal with other people's kids is a lot.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Winners Podcast. My name is Shannon. I'm joined today by my lovely co-host, Zachary Cameron.
What's up, guys?
Zach, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you, man?
I'm tired, but we're here. Guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Winners Podcast. We took a little hiatus because life gets busy, work gets busy, but we're here.
We're here.
with another episode. And today we have a special guest all the way from Orange, Massachusetts.
Orange.
And she's excited. I gotta say it again. She's excited because Chick-fil-A is around the corner. They don't have one up there.
We do not.
But we have Olivia Parras with us here today in the studio. Thank you for joining us,
Hi,
Olivia.
guys.
Hope everything's well. But we'll get right into it. Now, I'm assuming you enjoy what you do.
I do. Yeah, I really do.
How has your first 5 years in real estate been for you?
It's been awesome. I've been super, super lucky. It's definitely a challenging field. It's very stressful sometimes, but I feel so much more fulfilled than I did when I was a teacher.
That's awesome. In going through your IG, I see that you post a lot of videos.
This year I've tried to. Yeah.
What's kind of been your methodology behind your social media strategy?
If there's
That
one.
sounds
Methodology.
That sounds a lot.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have a conscious method. I knew I wanted to do more video this year versus just like stagnant posts. So it was recently I switched real estate photographers, and I have a different videographer who I really like putting out more like more modern content. But this year I really just wanted to like be active in stories every day. I don't necessarily have a method. I kind of just put out there like what's true to me.
Yeah. And that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
makes you relatable.
Yeah.
Especially
Prior
to
to this year, I feel like I was putting out just like fakeness. It was just like I wanted everything to look perfect and, I closed this and everything was smooth. And this year I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm so sick of trying to put on this like fake. I wanted people to see like the funny me, the real me. Like my house is a disaster. Like check out my life. Like I don't have it all together.
Do you have kids?
I do. Yeah. My kids are almost the same age as your kids.
So you're in it. You're in it. We're in it.
Oh, we are. Yeah.
It's like my kids the whole house for like the past 7 days were sick. And it was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
One of them gets sick and then
everyone
everybody
gets sick. And I'm just like,
Yeah. It's always the kids that get one of the kids that gets everyone sick.
yeah.
The culprit.
yeah, kids, man.
Which one was it?
I think it was Raylan.
She's
little.
the youngest one.
She's the young one.
The young one always give you the most bang for your buck.
She's so funny. She has like a deep voice, and then now that she's sick, she has like a deeper voice. So I was talking to Shannon yesterday, and she was like, who is that? I'm like, that's Raylan. She goes, why is her voice? She's like,
She sounded like a gremlin in the background. I'm like, what is that noise?
I'm like, little girl's hilarious. So kids are fun.
So that's good. I mean, one of the things of posting relatable content that I've noticed as a video content creator myself is there's a lot of people that want to do that. They want to show everything great. They want to, everything needs to be perfect. And that's a way of doing it. Yeah. But I've seen people be more successful with the realness because it's relatable. I mean, if I'm late to work in the morning, I'm sure there's 1,000 other people that can relate to I'm running late, but I still stop to get my coffee.
Or I'm never late in the morning.
Yeah.
I never encounter traffic.
Yeah. Some people, and I think I found the most relatable content is the truest stuff. Talking about stories, talking about your wins and your losses. A lot of times, social media, people are just talking about the wins. Like, oh, just sold. Like, tell me your last deal that fell through.
Yeah.
I want to see that. But no one talks about that stuff.
No. They just show, the positive stuff, the good
glitz
stuff.
and glam.
Yeah.
Right.
So this year, so you made that conscious decision. You said this year, right?
Yeah. The start of this year was really, it was organic. It wasn't like, okay, 2023 hit, like, I'm going to do this. It was really kind of like an organic thing and just like developed even further. But yeah, it was really this year is when I was like, I'm going to do that.
What's the feedback that you're getting?
I get a lot of people who message me every day who will just like comment on my stories or think it's funny or like will relate, a lot of moms. So it's been good.
That's cool.
Yeah. I got one negative comment. I said something about somebody at Walmart. And I said something about the town of Orange, and I wish I could showcase some of the highlights because Orange it's nice, but and someone
It's orange.
it's orange, yeah, I think it's orange. And someone commented and said I was talking poorly about my community. But
That's always fun. There's always one person. One thing, man, social media is
There's always one.
You can't please everybody.
you can't.
And then no one from a 30-second video, 45-second video, people don't know who you are in a 30-second video. So if you're saying a joke, people don't know that you have a sense of humor. People talking poorly about like, take it easy.
You ever been to Walmart?
Yeah.
Come on.
Walmart's an adventure.
You go to Walmart, you're bound to find something that's like, why is this happening
It's
right now?
Instagram-worthy content every time.
Yeah.
I don't go to Walmart often for that reason.
Really?
Yeah.
The one in Westfield is like phenomenal.
What's that?
I don't mind it. The one in Springfield though is like the sunken place.
I don't
want to talk
I
poorly
don't
about our
I
community.
don't like going shopping. I like doing everything online.
That's probably smart.
Even my groceries.
There's something
Instacart.
about the online shopping that I can't, like with clothes. I want to like touch it. Is that weird? Like I just want to like. I also probably have like a sensory issue, but it's okay.
It could be. So wait, hold on. When you said, explain it.
I don't know. I'm worried now.
No,
Should I?
no.
All right.
We're in there already.
We're in. Okay. So I don't know. I just want to feel the clothes that I'm going to buy. Because I don't know. You can see it like when you go on like H&M or like Zara. You see it, and it's like, oh, this is nice. But I want to like feel the quality of the kind. I don't know.
So are you just testing
I
the
feel like
material?
I'm getting judged by both of you guys.
No, I'm not judging. I'm just providing clarity here for your statement. So are you feeling to see if you like it or if it's like quality material?
A bit of both because maybe I do have like a sensory issue.
Okay. So like if you go,
I don't like how it feels. I won't wear it. So I have clothes in my closet that still have tags on it because I bought it online, and I didn't like how they feel.
so what type of hold
It's
on.
not about me. Let's change the subject.
That's interesting.
Is that like you don't have like a sweater or something that you put on there? You're like, I don't really like how it feels.
Maybe cashmere because it's a little itchy.
No, do you? You know?
I do a lot of online shopping.
Okay, fair enough.
So I have probably half my closet.
Really?
I don't wear.
So do you buy stuff and you just buy it and it arrives, you just put it away and like I'll wear it sometimes?
Yeah, we received a package yesterday at the doorstep, and I texted my husband and I said, "Hey, did you order something?" I didn't, and then I was like, "Wait, no, I did." I was like, "Never mind, it's mine."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I've done that, but I've done it with camera equipment.
So you have a bunch of camera equipment at your house that
I have stuff in boxes.
you've never.
They're like peripheral
wow.
stuff. It's like a filter or
Not like a lens, right? You're not
No,
gonna
that's
like
not that.
you need it.
yeah.
You can use it. That
But
makes
it's
sense.
all like random. Like that slider thingy there, I bought it and I didn't use it for like 3 months, and it was in the
wow.
box, brand new.
And now you're using it.
I've had it for 3 years, so I haven't used it in 3 years.
So this is the first time it's being used.
No, I've used it a lot in 2020.
Oh, got it. Okay, fair enough.
When I was doing way more video stuff.
Got it. I like it. I like the. It's kind of something that's always moving.
A little bit more production value, I guess. Trying to change it up.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the task at hand. We like to sidetrack here.
That's
We're
fine
like,
with
squirrel.
me.
Yeah.
So talk to us about HGTV. How did that come up? How did that happen?
I will say I have signed a few NDAs, so I do have to be
really?
careful. Oh yeah, they make you sign, and like they'll threaten you. Like if you go against that, I'll get a letter in the mail.
Do you want to talk about it?
So no, we could totally
Okay.
talk about it. But yeah, I applied to be on the show. We interviewed my buyer, myself, and then his sister was his partner on the show. We interviewed, and then HGTV says yes or no as far as like, you know, if they like us, our story. Yeah, it was like probably the peak of my career.
When did it happen? When did that take place?
It aired in May. We filmed almost a year ago.
Oh, got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
What show was it?
It was House Hunters.
So okay, I've heard a lot of stuff. I don't want to ask the questions because you have the NDAs. So the show was filmed last year. How long was the filming process?
It was short. All in all, I mean, short as far as like time span. I had 30 hours of filming into it, and my buyer had about 50, which is a lot to make a half-hour episode.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
So the filming of it was pretty long, but it was only a couple days. So we were working long days.
Okay, so it's all in a few days it happened?
Yeah, just a few days.
30 hours, wow,
They
that's crazy.
had it all wrapped up within a week.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sweet. And they came out here. They were in Orange.
They the house was in Greenfield that my
Okay.
buyer ended up deciding to buy, and then we filmed. Where was the other one? We filmed 2 other locations. One was in Chicopee, and the other it was out west. I had only heard about it. It was like a 2-hour drive for me.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it was really similar to what he was looking for. It was a really nice house. But yeah, I forget the name of the town.
How much was the house that he bought? He ended up buying.
He ended up buying it for, gosh, I don't even remember. It was in the 6s.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Nice.
a pricey house.
It was nice though. 600 grand.
It was really nice. And my buyer, it's just him. He's a single guy.
Oh wow.
But it was, a really, really big house, really nice house. Might have been high 5s. I forget. His budget was up to like $750. We went to go look at one that was in the 700s, and I was like, Paul, you do not need this. This is excessive.
Yeah.
And that's good though, because some people will be like, you do need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's good. So, and maybe you can't say this, but one thing that I always laugh, and I guess a lot of people laugh about HGTV, is the way people describe what they do for a living and their budgets. Like, I'm a crayon maker and my budget is 1.5 million. How accurate is that? Or in your
His
case,
was totally accurate.
Okay.
100%. Everything in the show was 100% accurate. And yeah, his budget, his job, everything. He's a retired veteran. 100% accurate.
Crayon maker. That's random, but I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Like, it's like a random
They
job.
do have some crazy ones.
yeah.
Do we even have like in Western Mass a house that's 3.5 million?
No. I think the highest around here in like a 30-minute window, I think I've seen like maybe 2 million.
There's that house that I did, the 1.2. That's the only one that I could.
That's big, yeah.
Yeah.
There's the Yankee Candle House in Shutesbury.
Oh, you're right.
That's like 22 million, 23 million.
Yeah.
What about on the what's that drive by the Hanushas?
Hanush? I don't think they have anything for sale. I mean, I did photos there for one that sold for 1.1.
Okay, so
pretty
1 million.
good.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent. for
That
sure.
one was
That's
a
in
fun.
West Springfield.
That was
too.
a funny story because that house sold. Let's say it sold like in February. It was on the market again in April.
Oh, wow.
And then give you perspective, right? Check this out. So if there was a lender involved in that transaction and that happened, that commission,
That's a chargeback.
Yeah, you wouldn't get paid, right?
you get paid.
It would be taken back.
Be taken back.
Yeah.
That is
Is
scary.
it within 6 months?
Yes, depending on the loan program that you're in.
I don't know if I'm assuming there was. I don't know.
Having 1.12
In liquid?
whatever, liquid
It's
is
yeah.
wild.
But
Yeah.
he wasn't. I met the owner because he was there when I was doing photos. He was an older gentleman in his like like late 60s. So
He may have it.
he may
it in
have
his
it
account.
depending on.
But if he didn't, the loan officer
That's-
is upset. I would have been.
Oh, that's so.
The same thing is true if someone pays off their house within 6 months, right?
Correct,
Then
yeah.
you
Really?
would
You
get
gotta
that
charge back, yeah.
if someone pays it off.
Refinance, anything.
Really? Oh, that's
yeah.
scary.
So it's like if you're late on a payment
Oh, that gave me chills.
within a year. So different, specifically, like if you were like doing a mass housing loan,
would
if I'm not
quit.
mistaken, you would within a year someone misses a payment, is late on a payment, something like that.
Even if they're late on a payment, you get charged back. Oh,
So
that's
you've had this happen before?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Well, that's
That's good.
good. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
it's great, but I'm just saying though, like there's always that, like, I brought him to the closing table. That's so exciting. But let them keep the house for like a year.
Yeah, it
without,
could
like,
be. That must be scary. Like it
Yeah.
could be taken away within
Oh my
6
God,
months.
that's
So for
terrifying.
you, that's not the case, right?
No,
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
get paid. You cut the check.
bye.
Yeah. So see
See
you
you
later.
With us, it's like, closing table. Let's pray that nothing happens.
Man, I
Yeah.
sold
A little bit.
I sold insurance before I did this full time, and that's one thing that I hated about the job. It was chargebacks for the first year, and auto insurance is one of the most like chargeback items because people would be switching.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no loyalty.
They see a commercial, I'm like, oh, let me save 15%.
Yeah.
So, and they'll switch. So I remember one time I signed up this auto dealership, but it was one of those sketchy auto dealerships.
Mom and pop kind of shops.
Yeah, that they kind of just approve anybody.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I didn't know that. Well, I mean, I kind of did, but I thought they did a better job at qualifying people. So the first month, he sent me a ton of people. And I was like, yeah, I'm doing good, blah, blah, blah. Like, I didn't have to even prospect for other people because he was just calling me, hey, like 4 or 5 people a day.
That's great.
Yeah.
Until
3 months later, they started falling off. And I remember I went into 1 month, I was negative like $3,000 in commission starting the month.
so anything that you made was just eating up that.
I was just working for free until I got,
Sucks.
oh
Wow.
my goodness. I wanted to quit.
Sucks.
I wanted to, because that job was 90% commission. So starting off in the hole was, oh my God.
That's rough, man. Because
That is-
check it out. In the car business, I was a finance manager, and what would happen is, let's say someone bought like a warranty for or like a tire and wheel product. So you're the finance manager for like in 2014. Let's say I'm 2016. That person canceled that policy. It doesn't affect you. You're not there anymore. It affects me. I get charged back for that amount.
Wow.
So if it's $1,000, I get charged back $1,000, and I didn't sell the product.
That sucks.
Yeah, so that's how it was in the car business.
I'm so happy that I don't have to deal with chargebacks now.
Well, yeah,
I
yeah.
I
Lucky
take
you.
photos and I hold on to them until I'm paid. And before I didn't do that. I used to take photos. I used to send them to people.
Oh,
Until
really?
you got burnt a couple times.
I didn't get burnt, but people just take their time. People get busy, whatever reason. So I remember a couple years ago, I was going into November and I had about $6,000 in unpaid invoices. I'm like, yeah, this can't happen.
That's a lot.
Yeah, this can't happen anymore. So it doesn't happen anymore, but it's a lesson learned. It's a lesson learned.
Wow, crazy, man.
So, you're in real estate. What would you say is, do you feel like you have a niche, or like what's your go-to, or if you don't? I know some people have their niche in real
Is that
estate.
first time home buyer, or is it like
Yeah.
an investor? Is it?
I don't know if I do. I work with a lot of people who I know already. A couple times a year, I'll get people who will maybe just call me online, or people who people I know. But it is mostly people that I know. But I don't know if I have like, it's all over the spectrum. It's people relocating or first time home buyers. It's kind of a wide variety.
Yeah. When you started posting on, I don't want to say when you started, but I feel like you've made a decision to post more relatable content.
Yep.
Did you notice a change in your business, or
Yeah.
in like the leads and stuff?
Oh yeah, for sure. So this year I doubled my business, based on the numbers from last year. And I think a lot of that, I was already projecting to have a better year before the HGTV thing aired or came to fruition. So I do attribute a lot of that to posting on social media and just remaining relevant. They tell you have to stay top of mind, and it's a hard balance to do that and not annoy the absolute crap out of people.
Yeah.
Like to do it in a way that's not preachy, and that's not just like in their face too much is really hard.
Yeah.
So trying to
Finding
find
the
that
right balance is tough. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Finding the balance is the biggest thing. Right now, the thing that's irking me the most on Facebook are everyone that are tagging like the followers. Or
Oh,
like
yeah.
the
Followers?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's
I
too
don't
much.
care about any of this stuff.
Like I get people trying to get views for the whatever post, but you're gonna get people to unfollow you.
Yeah.
Like don't throw it, don't shove it down my throat.
It's too much.
I want to see it organically.
Yeah. And I tell people, I'm like, if your video is struggling to get views, it's because it probably sucks.
Yeah.
It's either boring, the video quality sucks, like, do better content.
Yep.
And I've noticed in different industries, people get in front of the camera and they talk about, let's talk about the market update.
No one cares about that.
Well, some people care.
do.
Some
But I
people
mean,
care
like,
about it.
the average person doesn't. They don't really care
If you
about
have
that kind of stuff.
if you
know
have
what I mean?
3,000 followers, maybe 5% would be interested in that because
Yeah.
they're actively looking.
Yeah.
The other 95% doesn't care.
Yeah.
But you need the other 95% to view the content so the 5% could see it.
Yeah.
So you
That's
have
true.
to have a well-balanced piece of content that it can be relatable to everybody, but within it you have the tidbit that you need for people or the follow-up. And that's when people.
And people are talking about market updates all the time. They've probably already heard it like 15 times. That's all you turn on the news, market update, like everywhere, market update, like they're already being flooded with that information. So put something in front of them that they haven't heard.
Multifamily 5% down conventional on this now thing.
Yeah.
As of November 18th.
And it's all the boring stuff. Like,
That's exciting, yes, to
For
us.
you, yeah.
For me,
yeah.
or people that are in
I was
the
a little
industry.
jazzed up about it.
It's exciting, but then there's like little stipulations behind that. Yeah, it sounds great in theory, but also like if you don't own a multifamily right now, you want to go from a single family to a multifamily, that might not work for you.
No,
So
you
there's a
have
lot
to
of-
live in it, right? For that to
Exactly. So like there's little things like that. So when I heard about it and I was like, oh, this is exciting, but I'm not going to post about it because I know that Susan, Mary, Joseph, and everyone else is going to post about it. So I don't
Yeah.
even take it. I don't know why I use those.
I think
three
those are
names.
all biblical
Yeah.
figures.
I did. I went there, huh?
Maybe not
I
Susan,
was reading.
but
I was reading the word of the Lord.
Susan was just a random
Susan was
a random neighbor.
she was just in the
Joseph's
mix.
brother.
She was somewhere there. She just she didn't make the book.
There's a Susan in the Bible.
Is there?
I don't know.
I don't think I ever heard Susan.
Hey, you never know. Susan
She's probably the one that got left out.
left behind. Anyways,
terrible.
no, but that's funny. Well, I forgot what I was going to say. Just
Sorry.
got me with the Susan in the Bible. Yeah, so it's just a matter of like, even with my content, just learning what works and what doesn't work, right? I tried the talking head videos and it works, but then trying to be relatable and not also talk about mortgages all the time because sometimes people don't
Yeah.
care about mortgages, but they want to know like, hey, something else is going on.
Yeah.
Like interest rates are lowering. That's great. That's huge
Yeah,
for us,
that
right?
was a big thing. Yeah.
But to hear that all the time is like, all right, bro.
It's a lot.
I'll tell you what. Your method to social media it works.
works.
It works 100%. Historically, in my business, November and December are pretty slow months.
Yeah.
Just because there's holidays, whatever. I usually work. I'm a real estate photographer, but I work with businesses in general, so I do a lot of stuff B2B.
Yep.
So during this time, everything kind of dwindles. So I did a little test of my own. I was like, let me post content on my IG. I don't post a lot. Because I don't have time to make a lot of content. I'm making content for other people. And if I want to do my own stuff, I'm like,
Yeah.
God, because I hate the social media game. But I have to practice what I preach. If I'm going to try to get people to do more social media videos, I have to do the stuff. But I'm saying that because in November, I started posting like behind the scenes content. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of it. November was my busiest month of the year.
Wow.
And I stopped posting content because I was too busy, which was
What happened?
Yeah.
It was
does.
weird. So, but at least I know that I'm like, okay,
There's something.
Yeah.
And you should check it out. It's pretty cool. Like the behind the scenes stuff, specifically
I'm gonna
what you
have
do,
to.
because it's like, it's funny, and because you have a sense of humor, so like it works with what's going on. Yeah, you're right. But the behind the scenes, and then you find that people start to like do the same thing in your industry.
Yeah, which is fine.
It comes with it,
Yeah,
right?
do you notice a lot of people who are?
Yeah, and
I'm sure you noticed it too on your
Yeah,
end.
it's
You're like, didn't I
tough.
just talk about this yesterday?
I mean, I have some people who literally, I will post a story and they will post the same thing, like right after, and that's tough to have that mindset that like, okay,
Someone's gonna.
It's like that's gonna happen, and I shouldn't be upset about it. Like they're gonna be behind if they're posting it after me. Like they're gonna be behind, whatever.
And
it's tough.
I also think that it can be annoying to see it.
But it's a compliment.
It's a compliment.
but it's annoying though. Sometimes it's like whatever. But I mean, like other times, like, all right, bro, exactly what I said, like verbatim.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Like, yes, I get it, but at the same time, for me, the way I see it, there's enough business for all of us.
True.
Like, you're gonna attract the people that you attract. I'm gonna attract the people I attract. And the other thing too is there's something about the organic approach. You can do a video and I can try to emulate that video. It won't come out the way you do it.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
In the sense of talking and stuff. And we can do the same video. Let's say I was talking about the Chick-fil-A video. You'll probably get way more content because you're excited. It's a natural video for you. If I say, oh, I'm going to copy Olivia's video and talk about Chick-fil-A, I probably won't get the same reaction.
Yeah, that's true.
Or if I do, it's gonna hit different people. So I try to remind myself every day if I see someone copying, it's like, it don't matter, man. This is it's part of the business.
I did hear you say that on another one of your episodes. It's like there's enough business for all of us.
Everyone has to eat. Everyone's gonna eat.
And I was like, oh. I do agree with that to a degree. To a degree.
I mean, look, I don't want to cut you off, but I'll let you finish your thought.
I think as far as like in my line of work, like we have come a long way as far as like educating consumers on what makes a good real estate agent versus what makes a crappy real estate agent. And like, I want to take business away from those crappy, like there's not enough business for
Oh,
No,
yeah.
that makes
but
total
I
sense.
also, I'm a little bit competitive with everything.
No. What makes a crappy agent though? Just out of curiosity.
People who take pictures with their cell phones. Number one.
Like, wait. What do you mean? Wait a minute. You mean like
Agents
they're-
agents who do not hire a professional photographer, I feel like should be kind of forced out of the market.
Okay.
Unless it's a really distressed property where it doesn't make sense, you should be hiring a professional to photograph the home, video on the home, drone footage if it makes sense.
I agree, but I'm biased.
But I don't necessarily think that makes a crappy agent. I think there are a lot of agents out there who don't take the time to write a proper listing description, don't take the time to do a video, don't take the time to put things on social media. Like the list is long.
Going back to the first thing you said, the listing description. If you are doing like, if that's a struggle for you, that shouldn't be a struggle for you because there's so many resources out there. ChatGPT, Google Bard, all these different
100%.
Well,
so
that's
which is crazy.
That's pretty much your point, though,
Yeah.
because there's no excuse.
There is no excuse to have a 2-sentence listing description.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, there's no excuse. That just means your agent doesn't care enough about your house selling. They didn't care enough to take the time, whether it is type it into ChatGPT, like that
Yeah.
takes all of maybe 5 minutes at the most.
Fair enough.
They're just not taking the time. I mean, you see a lot of, MLS sheets that don't have information spelled out there for buyers. Like put the information in there. Find out if the water heater is electric, if it's propane, if it's running off the oil, like little stuff. So there's just a long
Just out of
list.
curiosity, what's your listing appointment? Like if you have a new prospect, you're going to meet them for the first time.
Yep.
They want you to list their property. What's your initial, I guess, meeting like? What do you kind of do?
Yeah, so I went to one yesterday. So I go to the house. I bring them a bunch of information. Like I have a listing packet. I bring, if there's any old MLS sheets where it sold, I bring that. I bring the public records. I'll pull the deed. So we'll see if there's any easements, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I have a ton of information ahead of time, and I'm really going there just to confirm stuff. And then I have them walk me through the house. I tell them it takes a half hour. I talk the entire time. So it's like an hour.
Okay.
And I have them walk me through every part of the house, and I write the most scrambled notes on a sheet, and then I'll go back home and type them all up. And then we'll kind of just sit down, talk about it. Most of the time I don't give them a price at the first meeting. Because I think if you go in with a price, you're going to leave money on the table. You're going to be off. You have to look at the home, go back, look at the comps, see what's similar. Unless it's a home you're going to that sold maybe a year ago and there are, great photos online. I typically go in, look at the house, and then I'll go back and kind of figure out a price that way. And I give people a range, you know, if you want to be on the more competitive side, this is what we should list it for. If you want to go a little more aggressive, we might have to do a couple price reductions. Here's what we should try for, and give people kind of the option. Yeah. Because people want different things. Some people want to go as much as possible, and they're okay with doing a couple price reductions. I try to steer people towards the competitive route, because you're going to end up in a better place if you start more competitively.
Too. More people are going to see it.
A better chance of multiple offers. Yeah. But I never go into a listing appointment, anything promising multiple offers, promising like a crazy open house. That's one of my pet peeves about agents is they'll sell a house. It'll get multiple offers. They'll go on social media and they'll go, if you want multiple offers, give me a call. That's one of the worst things you can do. If you want your open house to be a party and there's a line down the street, you should give me a call. Like, that's the worst thing you can do as an agent.
I hear that often.
Yeah. And it's you're not setting realistic expectations. So now you get that listing, you don't have multiple offers. Your like seller's looking at you like this is what you promised. Whereas if you just set realistic expectations,
overpromised, underdelivered.
And we're just not in a market that supports multiple offers on every property. Mm-mm. We're just not. The rates are not there. We're just not there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a little bit of a rant. But.
Yeah, no,
that's fair. I dig it, because we had I know other agents that they go to these listing appointments, they don't have anything, which is not a bad thing. It's kind of their approach to it, but just to see the difference in like, hey, how you do your business versus how someone else does their business, just kind of merge it, do it how you want to do it.
Yeah, everyone does their business a little bit different. I saw someone on Facebook who posted a reel about why someone should hire a real estate agent instead of doing a for sale by owner. I'm like, oh, cool. I saw a little bit of it. And then I looked at her previous listing, her previous 2 listings, and she did cell phone photos for all of them. I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense.
You got to invest in your business, and that's part of it, right?
Yep. Like, how are you going to tell someone to use a real estate agent instead of selling it your own? But instead of hiring a photographer, you took your own pictures.
That's
like, it makes no sense. And it's just, those are the agents who I just feel like don't care about their clients.
Yeah.
I mean, we make a good amount of money. Like, the fact that you're not investing some of that. I mean, listing photos, if you do everything, I mean, it's not cheap, but it's
an investment.
It is, but it's not crazy expensive. Like, and I just think we should be doing everything to make our client's property look as good as possible.
I've had agents that have that approach, that every listing, it has the works. And when I say any listing, it could be a crappy one, they're still going to do a video. They're still going to do drone, because they have a brand that people reach out to them for. If people call them to sell their house, those people are expecting a video, floor plan, drone, all that stuff. So he was telling me that this house is crappy, but we're gonna do everything.
Yeah, you can't like.
That's exactly how I do things. Unless it's a super, super distressed property that, needs to be taken down, we're going to do video. We're going to do photos. If it makes sense to do drone, we're going to do drone. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, where it makes your property look a little worse. So that's like a case to case basis.
Yeah. But sometimes I see houses. I'm like, I wouldn't do drone here. These houses are too close.
It makes it look worse.
Yeah. Like this house next door is way nicer than this one, and there's no way that I can get this house without showing that one.
Yeah. So. How we need to go away from the listing videos with the agents waving before you go into the house.
It's.
How do we go away from that? Everyone does it, right? Everyone does it. It's just kind of like, all right.
You know what it is though? It's innovation. That's how you get away from it. As soon as the next person does a video that it's a different thing.
If you do it, Olivia, I'm sorry.
I do like a come check it out.
Yeah. So people do those. Another thing that I tell people as a photographer to not do, and people, specifically new real estate agents, when taking their headshots, man, they start this and I'm like, how about this? I'm like, no.
Every real estate agent cross their arms. Every single one.
Like, I see it in their eyes. Like,
They're ready for the.
they're like, slow mo. I'm like, no, stop it. No, well, just one. I'm like, come on.
It's like a power stance to us. It's like
Time out. Stop. Because we just did my headshots.
You did it.
You told me to.
I didn't tell you to cross your. I never tell people to cross their arms.
I did one of these, and you were like,
I never tell people.
I
to
did
cross
one of
their
these
arms.
though.
That's
It's
fine.
more sophisticated.
Listen, I'll still take the picture, but I usually
You cringe.
I usually recommend. I'll be like, hey, I wouldn't do it.
Or the bag.
What bag?
Like having like a purse in the.
I'm gonna skip that one.
Olivia knows.
We'll tell you offline. So
That's funny.
I usually the reason why that irks me is because a lot of people have this vision of a business person, a real estate agent, and they try to attain that. So where someone takes a picture, arms crossed, that's not you. When's the last time you were kind of just like, it doesn't go with who you are? How about we take
It's not inviting either.
yeah,
it's who they think they should be.
how about we take a picture that better reflects who you are and what you're going to look like when people see you? Because everyone has this idea of what I should look like. I'm like, no, you'll do better if you just be who you are. Because people who like you will go to you. Because the one thing you don't want to do is attract the clients that you don't want to work with.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing in the world. I've done it, and I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
I hate it. So when it comes to your like ideas, when it comes to your videos and stuff, is that something that, where do you draw your inspiration from?
I do from a lot of other people who are putting out videos. Occasionally I'll have an idea that will strike me. But it does come a lot from kind of what other people are doing in different parts of the country that are maybe a little bit ahead of Orange.
Western Mass or Massachusetts, I feel we're always behind.
Yeah. So those agents who are in, California or bigger cities, even like in Boston, I think are a little bit ahead of where we are. So I do draw a lot of inspiration from them.
Yeah. Do you get agents reaching out to you to kind of just pick your brain?
I do sometimes. Yeah. Or I've recently connected with a lot of agents. I had a video that like took off, and it has like quite a few views, and
What's quite a few?
It's almost 200,000.
Okay, don't
it's
say
like
quite a few.
165.
Don't say quite a few.
That's more than quite a few.
Stop
So
it.
it went, I guess, I don't know if that constitutes viral.
Yeah.
And I had like 500 agents. It was basically specifically agents follow me from all around the country, kind of reaching out. And a few of them were like, hey, what advice would you give a new agent who's just starting out? Or, I'm part-time and I want to go full-time. And it feels kind of weird that they're asking me that as if I have the answer. Like, I don't know. I'm just,
kind of just flying
by
my day.
Yeah.
You're figuring it out. I think that's the most important thing. Like, you're figuring it out and just trying to be different in your approach to what your business is. It's like one step in the right direction.
Yeah.
And you can get inspired because there's nothing new under the sun. Like, there's always going to be something that you see that you want to do, emulate, but it has to have your own
do it in your own style.
Your own style, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
I think that's a powerful component to success for sure.
When you think about your tenure as a real estate agent, even coming from being a preschool teacher, what would you think has been your, how do I word this? What decision did you make that you think has been your biggest success within your career now? So when you think of like, become a real estate agent, and all that, like what, if you think back to that, what do you think was a game changer for you?
I wish I knew. One of the biggest things I started out at Keller Williams and I ended up switching to a different brokerage. I went to a smaller, like a boutique brokerage, which I don't think my career would have taken off as much as it did if I didn't switch to there, because
So
I had
smaller.
a broker. I did.
Okay.
I went smaller. I was going, so my Keller Williams, the office was in Leominster. So I was driving like 35, 40 minutes every day to go to the office. And they just didn't have the support at the time. They didn't have the support. They had support for newer agents. And then once you kind of graduated the mentor program, there was like nothing for you. Basically, there was no help. So it was a really tough decision. I remember my husband was like really for it. And the broker of the boutique brokerage, she really wanted me to come. And she was like, listen, I'm not going to let you fail. And it was a tough decision at the time because in my mind, it was like I needed to be at a big brokerage to be able to make it. And that just wasn't the truth. So switching to there, we've now been bought out. So she sold her business a year ago to now I'm at a large brokerage again, but it gave me the time to establish more of a name for myself in my community versus driving 40 minutes out of my community to try to find business in an area where my sphere wasn't.
Just because you felt like the name is bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really felt like, when I joined, I had no idea at the time. I was a new agent and I was like, this is where I need to be. This is the biggest company in my area. This is what I'm going to succeed here. And that just wasn't the case. I needed to think smaller. I needed to really make it in my community, have people know me in my community, and then it made sense to go bigger, but not the other way around.
Got it.
When did you, how did you come to that decision of I should go smaller?
It really was. So Sarah is her name. She was the broker of it. We were hometown realtors. She really kind of sought me out, and I knew I wasn't happy where I was, and I felt a little lost. I started out as an individual agent. I had joined a team, and that was an awful experience. That was one of the worst experiences I've ever had. I don't think teams is a bad idea, but the fit for me was the worst. And so I felt super lost, and it was just a coincidence. She had really kind of wanted me to join. And it took a lot of convincing, but that was really what changed everything in my mind, because she really helped me. So that was at a point where I didn't necessarily have business coming in. So she would have a listing and she would say, hey, let's co-list it. We'll put it under your name. So, it was, it was
cool.
me, my sign, my name on the listing, even though it was her clients.
Wow.
And we would do the work together. We'd split it 50-50, but it really gave me the opportunity to grow my business where, I was in a market with, a million other agents who were doing similar things.
So that mentorship, that leadership,
Yeah, that
helped.
huge. That was, I would love to say it's all been me, and a part of it has, but without her, I don't think it would have grown to this.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. What do you think the next 5 years look like for you?
I don't know.
Tough
To be
question.
honest, we're at a point where we're about to head into 2024, and I'm nervous. I'm not nervous for the market conditions. I'm more nervous. I'm always nervous at the start of the year. I just have the mindset, what if nobody chooses me? Like, I just always have that mindset. I built a business and I know that, but we could go into a year where no one chooses me, and then what? But I don't have any aspirations to like start a team, have anybody work under me. Like or even like be a coach. Like that's not where I'm at.
Not yet.
No, I don't know if I'll ever be there. I would like to get my broker's license. And maybe, in like 3 to 5 years, if I started my own boutique brokerage and just had me and maybe somebody else, and not necessarily had agents working under us, just had myself.
Your own thing.
Yeah, my own thing. But that's like a very big maybe. It's just an idea.
Why is it a big maybe?
I just don't know. I'm a creature of habit, so any kind of change, it makes me feel very uncomfortable. And I'm content where I am, but I do always feel like I need to be doing something more. Like there's got to be this progression. Like there has to be some form of change to be able to grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ooh, change, conflict, growth. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Change, conflict, growth.
Hey, you need it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
need it to get from one level to the other. Man, this was a cool episode.
It was.
You have any other questions?
I don't. I really appreciate you being on this.
Thanks for having me.
You guys, thank you guys. Olivia, thank you for
Thank you.
for being on. This will be out at some point in January, one of the weeks.
Yeah, season 2 is coming out next month.
Next month.
Year.
All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.